Hey guys, so today I was inspired by my best friend Lisa. Shout out to you if you're watching. Thank you very much for the idea. She suggested that I did a recap of my year. If you guys want me, whoever's watching, if you want me to do a video about my goals for the year, I happily will. Just leave it in the comments below, to be honest. Yeah, with that out the way, I will tell you all about 2018 and all the things that I did that year. So January was a month of adjustment for me. Having just come back to school after the Christmas holidays, there was still an aspect of me trying to get used to starting work again. But one thing I did write in my bullet journal was that I was happy about getting back into working. This is because I had my mocks pretty soon after Christmas, I think. And I mean, I'll read you my results for them. B in media, a D in psychology, we'll come on to that later, a B in sociology and a B in computing. I had afternoon tea for the first time. I've never had that before. That was for my grandma's 80th. Me and my friends began working on house drama. So yeah, that's a thing where the year 12s and the year 10s collaborate together to make a play, and it gets entered into a competition between all the houses. But I'll come on to that in March. I also applied for my first job in January, and I performed at House Evening the past 2 years, and we're doing it again this year, make it third. For my last ever House Evening, we do an act together, and it was a comedy act, and it combines sort of acting and video. So I'll play a clip. First thing that happened on the 3rd was the Young Enterprise trade fair thing that happened at my local shopping centre. I was working with some people from my year group, and we were in a company, or we made a company, and we sold coasters, tea lights and terrariums, so like homely things. I had a very successful sales day that day, and earned a total of £123. I also did a lot of work. Bless her, the school librarian. Here's a quote that I wrote down from her. She said, "You make me want to cry. I wish my daughter worked as hard as you." And that inspired me. I was so happy with that. And then I burnt out and didn't go back to the library for a while, but well, that's beside the point. Also, bless her little cotton socks. My brother's friend's sister had a gerbil, and I looked after her a couple times this year, and I looked after her this month during the half term. So through the whole of February I was helping make the scrapbook for house drama, like I mentioned earlier. March was the month of the performance, so a lot of what happened was sort of surrounded by house drama. I was so stressed because I left the scrapbook till like the last minute. And I say last minute, I mean like the last 2 weeks. My media coursework was due on the 5th of March. Now, this was like mock coursework, so I did that, and I'll insert all the photos of it next to me. I was so proud of it, and it's now on the wall in one of the media classrooms, which I am so chuffed about. And on the 10th, went to the National Trade Fair for Young Enterprise in Stratford-upon-Avon. We didn't win anything, and we weren't overly successful because the conditions were just awful. It was a good experience to see the competition. We had 2 snow days. That was so exciting. I'm not the biggest fan of snow, but I went sledging for the first time and had a great time. I then had the Area Cup final for Young Enterprise, and pretty much after that it was over. So the Area Cup final, we had to do, I think it was a 10-minute presentation in front of an audience of about 100 people. We also came home with a couple of combinations and an award. We were praised on our trade stand and our business plan. The award we won was for the most innovative design. I still can't say it, but I think that was really cool. I was really happy that we won an award. So starred in a film, one of my friends from school, he makes films, so I was really proud of myself. I only had a small role, but I had a great time. Then came probably the most terrifying and yet amazing thing I've done all year, which was the LA trip. I was so scared about this from the moment we booked it, which was like May last year. I will show a clip, you've probably seen it, of my, I think most of the views are me because I watch it all the time and I cry because I miss it so much. But yeah, there's the video of me in LA. That was like all the highlights from the trip. But we landed in LAX airport, and my teacher came over to me and she was like, we've won the house drama, and I was so happy about that. Applied for another job, didn't get that one. I also began to sell photos online, like stock photos, not risky photos. I got interviewed to be a house captain. It was really exciting. I also got my results back from my media coursework, the mock coursework, and I was 2 marks off full marks, which I was so proud about because media is my favourite subject. Went to an open day at Southampton Solent. Then on the way back from Southampton Solent, on the same day I got my helix pierced. I've had this pierced, oh my god, that means I've had it pierced for like 8 months. From the 3rd to the 5th, we went to Cambridge, and that was really fun. Cambridge is gorgeous, and so it was really nice just looking around at all the shops, and we walked through some of the parks, and we stayed in a hotel, and I tried coffee for the first time. I wrote down that I tried it on the 15th of May, so you know, remember that date, that was a monumental one. I also started driving for the first time on the 18th of May. I had my first driving lesson on the 31st of May, so I started driving before I had my first driving lesson because I wanted to get used to the basics. I also took part in house dance. House dance took place like way later in the year, but we began rehearsing and I signed up to do it in May. I've never done house dance, and this was something that I was so scared to do, but so excited at the same time. I was part of 2 dances. There was only 5 of us doing it in the like age category, but yeah, I was so chuffed about that. It was a really fun experience. I also took photos for my EPQ. Here's the point where I will show you all the photos, or my favourites, from my EPQ. Here they are. I'm really proud of them. Hopefully I get a good grade. I don't know what I've got yet, and I will find out in the summer. And, saving the best till last, your girl right here is a house captain. I'm one of 6, and they're all my friends, and I was so chuffed with the group that I was part of, and I was just, it was a good time. Then June rolled around, got my house captain badge on the school officer's weekend away, so we went camping. We had to get the train to get to the village, and we had all these challenges, so we had to cook for ourselves. So we were put in teams, we had to go get food, and we had to make our own way to the campsite. It was just really cool. There were like all these little challenges. We did orienteering, we discussed plans for the school and the year, and it was a really good weekend, and I was so glad I did it. Oh my lord. Please stop. I signed up to film a short documentary for my local town. We held a 1920s wartime weekend in and around the town, and I signed up to film it. I then went to 3 university open days. I went to Gloucestershire, Portsmouth and Bournemouth. One of my teachers told me that I've got a filmmaker's eye, which meant the absolute world to me. Oh my god, please stop. That was about it for June. Then July, then it was time for house dance, the day of reckoning, as you will. During the dress rehearsal, our dances were absolutely slated by the dance teacher. We sure showed him, because one of our dances, which he called under-rehearsed, we actually won. I screamed, I cried with happiness, and I don't often cry with happiness. The dance wasn't even necessarily technically advanced, but it just goes to show you how much just sheer enjoyment takes you. I filmed pretty much all of my music video for my A-level coursework. This was the real deal. We'd started a little bit of work before we broke up from school. I was really impressed with my efforts in terms of the filming, and I am so unbelievably proud of the final performance. Like, I'm so chuffed. Then it was the Retro Festival. We go every year and it was a great time. I applied to about 4 more jobs because I was determined to get a job by the end of the summer, and the place that I work at now rejected me, and then they phoned me up like towards the end of the month and gave me a phone interview, and then I came in later on that week, had a taster session, and then I got the job. At the very start of the month, in one of the last days of the holidays, I went to London with my friend Eleanor, did a little bit of shopping around Camden Market. We went to Hampstead and we climbed Hampstead Heath. Then we went and wandered around Hampstead and we ran into Bill Nighy. I had no idea who he was, and Eleanor was a massive fan. And I had no idea who he was, and she's like, oh, can you take a picture of us? So I was like, yeah, sure, and I never got a photo with him. But I took that photo, I took the photo, so, you know, yeah. I now know who he is because I rewatched Love Actually the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I met him. But he was a really solid guy, he was so nice. And we met him outside of a cafe, and he just seemed like a nice guy. As soon as I got back from the holidays, school hit us with another set of mocks, and I found out my results, and I was over the moon. I nearly cried when I got my sociology one back. Sociology, I got an A star. I moved from a B to an A star. I shook. And media I got B, and computing I got C. You will notice, Emily, where's psychology gone? That's because I dropped it. I discovered, and this is probably one of the biggest things of the entire month, I discovered Legally Blonde the musical. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Oh my god, you guys, I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Like, I love it so much. The other day, I read the script for the Broadway musical. I listened to all the songs and I watched the film because they put it back on Netflix. And I really want to go see the stage show so bad, and it's not touring at the moment, and oh, I'm so sad. I auditioned for the school production. I didn't get a role, but it's still slightly salty. But I was really glad that I auditioned. We did Grease this year, or they did Grease this year. Really not mad about it. I'm joking. Never been to an audition before. I was terrified, but it was one of those things that I just did it to say I'd done it and to boost my confidence, and it did boost my confidence. I was like told so many nice things, and like told I had great stage presence and seemed really confident and all that, and yeah, so I was really happy about that, although sadly I didn't get a role. But a good thing that came out of the audition for Grease, that and working in the film that I did in March, my confidence was boosted so dang much. I decided to join a drama club. I finished my first term there and I'm having a great time and it's so much fun. Then the final thing I did in September was a charity walk with some of my friends. We did a 10-mile walk across all the bridges, or most of the bridges, the main ones, across the Thames in London, and it was for Diabetes UK. I did vlog it, I just haven't got around to editing all of it because I filmed so much that day. Started house music in September. It's a cross house music competition that I've done for most of the years that I've been at the school, and this year, because I was house captain and my friend's a musical, it was our turn to lead it. We sung Shine by Take That, and then we played Dancing Queen by ABBA for the instrumental. And I did both. I don't really play an instrument. I play the ukulele and have a dabble on the piano. I played triangle in the instrumental, and I will have you know that my triangle playing won us instrumental, and so did every other talented soul in there who drowned out my triangle. But yeah, we didn't win choir, but we did win overall, so I was really happy about that. On a slightly more serious note, I went to a funeral, which it was nice to see family members, but on unfortunate circumstances. Then started working with a local deaf school. Me and the rest of the school officers, we all have sort of created a join between our school and the local deaf school. And we met up with them and they taught us sign language and all that, so I can say it's like my name is Emily and I used camera or photography as my little sign name. Then November rolled around and went around to my friend Lily's house and we had like a little fireworks display. That was really fun. We did that the year before and I enjoyed it a lot. I did more drama, we did a little performance, nothing big, just getting used to reading scripts and learning lines. And we also had winter ball and I wore a very, very sparkly dress. And the fire alarm went off. I went for a wee and I was on the loo and the fire alarm went off because we had smoke machines going and I think we pumped out a bit too much smoke and it set off all the fire alarms. So I worked so much. All I feel like I've done is work during this holiday, but you know, it's fine. Bringing in the cash. Then I had the Christmas lunch with living paintings. You would have seen that on my weekly vlog if you're a true subscriber and you watched it. I organised a caroling session at our local Sainsbury's and me and some of my friends sung and raised money for a local charity. It's our schoolhouse charity and it went really well and I got the results back and we earned a grand total of £89.23. I bought the James Charles eyeshadow palette, which was a monumental day of the month. I also received my UCAS results back. So I sent it off to the unis on the 3rd of December and got a conditional offer from Bath Spa University on the 4th for 3 Cs. I was then invited to an interview from Gloucestershire for the day after. My interview is on the 16th. I am still going despite the news that I'm going to tell you next, which is that I got an unconditional offer from Bournemouth on the 10th of December at 10 past midnight, and that was another situation where I cried with happiness. I was so happy, like, and I think that's when I really knew how much both the course and the university meant to me. Obviously Christmas, and Christmas was actually an interesting one this year because I went to my grandma's and I've never been to my grandma's on Christmas. We always go on Boxing Day. Spending it on Christmas was really fun and I really enjoyed it. New Year's Eve was a bit of a mix-up as well because for once me and my family didn't spend New Year's Eve together. We went to a family friend's party to begin with together, then we all split our separate ways. My brother stayed at home and he played computer games. That's what he wanted to do. My parents went to a dinner party with our neighbours and I went to a party with my friends, and I tried a variety of alcohol. I discovered I like Pimm's and Bucks Fizz. I'm not a big drinker, which is why it was such a big thing for me. Yeah, and so it was really weird. I didn't spend New Year's Eve with my parents, but I guess that's sort of a mark of my independence and my journey to independence that I'm going to be experiencing this year, what with going to uni and like all the other stuff that I'll probably be doing, because I really want to try travelling this year with friends. And yeah, I just feel like it's the start to becoming a bit more independent, which is really weird to say. But yeah, that was my year. I finally got there. It only took me about an hour. Obviously it won't be an hour for you because I will have spent hours cutting it down. Really hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed looking into what my year was like. I enjoyed living my year and I enjoyed reflecting on it. I hope you're having a great new year. I hope it's got off to a great start and I hope you're achieving all your goals and working towards your New Year's resolutions already. And yeah, that's about it from me. Until I see you next time, have a great day and thank you very much for watching.